This is Fred and Harry Easter of Word, working on Real Dreams, coming at you once again. Today we have a very special guest lined up just for you. And pay close attention. This information is so vital and important to so many people. You want to share to let us know?
Okay. My name is Harry Easter, my brother Fred Easter. We started this program called Words, which stands for Working on Real Dreams. We came through a lot, and we're going to share that with you eventually. Everybody that come on our show that overcame a dream they had, they didn't want to stay in that place they was at. And I know this guest I'm bringing you today, I know him personally, because this is my brother's son, so which is my nephew. His dad had diabetes, and he had one of his legs cut off. And he lived like that until he died. Son had diabetes. Both his legs cut off. His hands, he just got a thumb and one finger on one hand, no fingers on the other hand. And I went and I talked to him. He said, I ain't gonna stay like this. I'm not gonna let this outdo me. I'm not gonna let this health issue outdo me. He said, I got a dream of being able to walk. I want to be able to do some things I always wanted to do. I don't want to just be in no house by myself. Can't get out, can't move around. I said, man, that's exactly what we're trying to do. We want to let people know through determination, you can overcome any dream you have. You can reach your destiny. He had a dream of walking. He had a dream of being able to drink with his hands. He had a dream of being able to want to feed himself. So I'm bringing you a person today that is dream, and he's working on it, and through determination, he's walking. And I want him to share his story with you all today. This is my nephew, Marvin.
Thank you, Uncle Harry. Thank you, Uncle Fred.
Wow, pleasure, man.
This is Marvin Phelps. I live in Seattle, Washington. Born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. My story is very into like a manifestation of, do you really want happiness? And sometimes, we want happiness, but we don't have God interventions involved in trying to fulfill those happiness, because sometimes we forget that we need God, and then we just forget that He's there. So I just wanted to share this story with y'all while I'm here about how God just rescued me, got me to a certain point to where I can be loved again, be happy again, and still move around like a normal individual and do normal individual things. And I just want to share the story with you.
Yeah. Well, tell us exactly what happened. I mean, how did this come about that you lost your legs and your hands? Tell us that.
Okay. So I was working at O'Reilly's Auto Parts 7 years ago, and I'm diabetic. I've been a diabetic back then for maybe about 27 years. 27 years as a diabetic, and I was on dialysis maybe for about 9 years. I think 8 years. So in that present time, as I was working, they have this thing called diabetic ulcers. The one thing about diabetic ulcers is that we don't have information that they are hiding secretly and not distributing the information out the righteous way to people that has medical issues. I'm a diabetic, I'm on dialysis, so I always attempt to figure out ways to make my life better, but I always took the wrong roads, and those wrong roads led me to losing a leg, my left leg, back in October the 31st of 2017. Then I turned around.
What wrong road did you take?
The wrong road that I take was, I knew I was a diabetic, but the thing is though, when you have a blister, you just think it's a blister, but it's a diabetic ulcer. And you just don't cut that off and leave that as a regular procedure because you want to pop it, you're not knowing that individually your body is where that wound is not healing at, and it gets worse. So we not knowing what we're doing, and we do it, but we don't know the consequences of the diabetes the right way. And see, sugars, I always tell people this day and time, sugars are a different kind of magnitude. They put sugar out there, but and call it sugar diabetes. It's not sugar diabetes. That's not the key. It's not about the sugar. It's the intake that you put in your body that's not good for you. You can't have every single piece of meat and continue to eat the same meat and think that that's not going to kill your body with different poisons because of what they have in the food these days now. So you got to change that whole environment. And I know a lot of people are speaking on how you eat right and how you do right, but a lot of kids are not eating right and not doing right because we wasn't taught and they're not being taught.
That's right, absolutely.
And my grandmama was cooking from the heart of her soul for what she can do to feed us. So whatever she cooked, we ate. We didn't think about what we was eating. We just ate what she had put on that table. But now we are knowledgeable. Now we see things we can actually create for ourselves that is right for us. And that's the attitude we have to come into. And this is the picture we trying to relate to get everybody to understand the knowledge of certain things.
But Marvin, let me ask you this. How did you feel when you lost your leg?
When I lost my first leg, the only thing I wanted to do was get back to work. I wasn't going to let the leg deter me from doing what I was supposed to do, which is get back to work and provide for my family. I wasn't going to let that happen. So I got my leg cut off on October the 31st. April the 1st, I went back to work because they denied me. They actually fired me from my job because they think I wasn't going to come back. And I told them I was coming back. And I came back, went back to work, and worked until 2019. And I married my wife July the 5th. 2 weeks later, my Uncle James passed away. This year of 2019 has been tremendously tragic for me. So I got married. That was my happiest point. My Uncle James passed away 2 weeks after that. My dad passed away 2 days after Thanksgiving. My daughter called me the day my dad was passing away and said she had leukemia and cancer. My son, who was in a wheelchair, got killed by the Federal Police December the 31st. And then in 2021, I lost a finger. 2021, I lost a leg, and I lost my daughter, who was had leukemia and cancer. 2022, I lost another finger. 2023, I lost another finger. September of 23, I lost pretty much all my fingers besides one in 2000.
You lost all that?
Yes.
I mean, how do you actually feel? I mean, did you think at that time, did you ever think about giving up?
At that point in time, you have to realize that your mind is not really away from your body. It's still there. You still can't believe that you could do things that you normally do. You just need some support, some love, and then you have to love on yourself.
Wow.
If you love on yourself more than your love come to you, then you can be able to love on other folks and let them know that you can do better and keep going. Because I know it's a lot of people on dialysis, because I still do dialysis, that always watches me and asks me all the questions that they need to ask. And the question that they need to ask is, it's my strength that keeps me moving forward.
But I'm gonna ask you this. Cause see, I done been with you through this whole ordeal.
Yes.
And I remember when they cut off a little of your leg
Yeah.
and you was trying to walk and it got infected.
Yes.
And had to cut off some more of your leg.
Yes.
What type of emotion, what type of feel, what was your mind at this time when they had to cut some more of your legs off?
So at this present time, what my uncle was talking about, I was kind of down and out about myself because I'm learning a lot of things about limbs getting cut off and what are affecting the limbs to get cut off and what are you doing wrong to not be able to change that avenue. And one thing that I did not have when I was getting these operations was the number one thing that saved me now that I wish I could have had back then when I first got my first leg cut off, which was hyperbaric oxygen therapy. I believe that if they would have gave that to me when I got my leg first cut off, I probably wouldn't have the second leg cut off or my fingers cut off because it would have killed the diseases that was in my body that were just floating around sitting there and eating me up inside from the inside on out because I don't really know if they had took the complete infection out the body. They give you the pills, they give you the antibiotics to kill everything. They don't tell you that a lot of times they give you the antibiotics that those antibiotics, some of the diseases that's in your body fights it off.
I want to know, this is what I really want to know. Where did you get that determination from that you wanted to walk? Because I don't saw you even dance since you did that.
Yeah.
Where did you get that determination from?
Well, basically, my wife screaming in my ear, you better do it because I ain't going to do it for you. And I just said, myself, I'm not going to sit here and let her talk to me like this. I'm going to get up and do my own thing. I have to. I'm not going to let her continue to not motivate me. Yes, that's good. I need her to motivate me. But I'm not going to let her motivate me and I don't motivate myself. I'd rather use my strength that I know I got and move forward and keep doing the things that I need to do as I prepare. Because sometimes you have to do this. She might not be there all the time.
Right.
You might have to make a choice. If she's not there, what you gonna do? And I don't want to sit down. So I'm moving forward. And I'm telling people now, everybody who I go to dialysis with, they always listen to me. You have to get up and you have to move it. If you don't move it, then you'll lose it. And that's been my motivation. I have to get up. I have to move.
Okay, but let me ask you another question. Because I done saw you walk up steps.
Yes.
And normally a person in your position, he wouldn't even attempt that. What made you want to walk up the steps?
Practice and not being scared. Don't be scared to fall. That's been my motivation.
Yeah.
Don't never ever, I'm not scared to fall. Plus, now that I fall, I always know how to pick myself up like I was falling like I had real legs.
Man, that's powerful. That's one of the key things that we focus on with our program is fear.
Yeah.
And the consequences of some of the fears that we all suffer. Yeah. And you have been able to overcome and work through a basic fear of not falling.
Right.
And that's in a way is primitive, but at the same time, it's just so inspirational. I think I had to when I talk with you and listen to your story, I sometimes try to put myself in different situations and think about what would I do,
Correct.
And when I do that, it seems like I always come up and say, man, I complain sometimes because my toe is hurt,
Right.
My hand is seems like I got arthritis, and then I turn around and look at you and talk to you, and I say, hey, you got to step it up, bro.
Yeah.
Because what you're talking about is
mediocre.
It ain't
right now.
as big and as major as you've been making out for it to be.
That's right.
But not only me, but the story that you tell can enable other people that's viewing this right now to be able to to come to the realization with their own selves.
Yes.
And be able to say, hey, I can do this, because some of the things that I've been allowing to hold me back, I ain't gonna let that hold me back no more.
No. So this, my uncle is saying to me that, you know, a lot of my situations, I always call them, my wife always called them, let them know what I'm going through. Because I never want to let my uncles down, especially Uncle Harry. Whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to do the best I can at it. So I'm not finna let myself down with this. So right now, I'm trying to get back to work as we speaking, so I can get back home. I can get back to work, cause I got a job waiting on for me when I get back there.
What kind of work you do?
U-Haul reservations.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So
And you can do it, you're able to perform these duties even with the handicap. I'm not going to even say handicap.
no, don't say that,
with
cause I don't think handy.
No, you ain't handicapped.
Yeah.
With the setbacks
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you
yeah.
have suffered.
Yeah. So L&I, who is a labor industries, what they doing is they bought me a whole computer because I got hurt on the job with one finger getting cut off. So they bought me all the access to a computer that I can be able to type, write, speak to, pick up the phone, do everything with.
Oh, okay.
So I can get back to work.
Oh, hey, I see you going through a lot, but you know, you got a wife, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
My support cast.
Have she been helpful in your ordeal?
Yes, she has. My wife, very much the same. Lacey has been an inspiration in me because I don't think I would have been.
Is she here with you today?
Yes, she is. She right here. I don't think I could be able to do the things I did without her. So I love
You
her.
don't think?
No, I don't think I could have. But then again, I don't know that because I never had a chance to go that direction.
Right. She been there.
So she been there, you know. So I'm not gonna cry about what she could have did, what she couldn't do. No, I can't cry about it. I just have to listen to the profound guidance of God and my wife to get me forward. That's all I'm doing. I'm just moving forward. So if anybody needs this great energy, this great divine love from God and everybody else, take a look at me, watch me for a few seconds, because I got a real story that's coming behind after my wife gets up and talk. We have a real story to tell y'all that might be understandable and why you feel like sometimes you think you might be doing bad, but in reality, you're just not looking in the good direction.
Now, we have heard a portion of my nephew Marvin's story, but none of this could have been possible without his most powerful wife, Lacey. This story that I've heard bits and pieces of it myself, but the more I heard, the more inspired I am. And I'd like to introduce to you Marvin's wife, Lacey. Lacey, you want to come?
Hi, how are you?
How did you and Marvin initially, how did you meet?
We met in 2008. I was a spiritual person and I went to church faithfully every Sunday. Marvin was somebody that was trying to get back into being spiritual and going to church on a regular basis. So he had a spiritual faith background.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes me think of what the old preacher used to tell us. He said, it don't matter what got you in church as long as you got there. So
That's
Marvin
right.
was truly chasing more than what he knew he was in pursuit of.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but go ahead. So how did this relationship grow from there? Cause I know it wasn't. It's more to it than just the church. And how did you all evolve?
We evolved talking about that we were going to move to St. Louis and buy a house. That's how it evolved. I had a dramatical thing happen in my life in 2009, and then I chose to move to St. Louis with Marvin. And I think that's where our strength came from in the relationship.
Yes.
Because St. Louis is a very difficult place. I'm from Seattle, and I've never been in an experience like this before, or being here.
St. Louis is a lot different from
Oh,
Seattle.
yes. If you can make it in St. Louis, you can make it anywhere in the world. That's how I feel.
Yeah. You put a lot of emphasis. You put a lot of emphasis on that.
That's
Now,
what I
don't-
feel like.
don't-
I feel like it gave me strength to grow up, to be here, to handle it. I lived here for 4 years. And it was a lot of testing that I went through. I think that we both went through
Yes, yes.
on both sides of the family. So there was a lot of things that we had to learn and accept. And I would say that that's how we formed a bond.
So what I'm getting from you now is that because you was going through some things, Morgan was there wholeheartedly for you. And so it ain't that. So what I'm getting out of this is that you all have been in the struggle for one another from day one in your relationship. So what we seeing now, the struggle with Marvin, what he's going through, this is nothing new for you all,
No.
Nope.
you know, because
No.
you've been fighting for one another from day one.
Yes. Yes,
Hey.
we have.
But let me ask you a question, please. Because I know Marvin's going through things when he lost his leg and stuff. How did that affect you? How were you able to say, well, I'm gonna be here with him. I'm not leaving him. You know,
Well, I think when people go through a health situation, I think you have two situations. You either choose to stay and be there and be strong for that person, or you choose to leave and walk away.
and you decided to stay.
Yeah.
You said something the other day, we was talking, where Marvin was telling us a piece of the story about when he was in the hospital. And it impacted me so much to every now and then these past couple of days, it runs across my mind. And Marvin, that's when you was telling us about how when you was in the hospital
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and you had the open wounds. Could you share that?
Let me share this story with y'all. So because this is the main story that you actually can believe that God is working with your relationship and want that relationship to stay together and not river away. I was in the hospital and I was fighting for my life. My fingers was all getting cut off. I had the sepsis, the eating blood disease that was eating through my body for the second time. That ain't the first, the second time. Which the doctors don't believe that I wasn't gonna make it. So they did the procedure of what they was called, we'll do this, and if he don't make it, he can't say, and the family can't say, we didn't try. But the point is though, I kept telling them over and over again, God got the will. It's not the medicine in y'all hands that's doing this. Because if that was the case, I should have been gone already, what y'all saying. So if I'm not gone already, then God got this will. So do whatever y'all have to do, but I already know God is in y'all hand. So that's what I believe in. I got true faith in that.
Paul, people want you to tell us like, when the doctor was trying to wrap your leg,
His
My
hand.
hands.
your
The
hand,
doctor was trying to wrap your
trying
hand.
to wrap it, and he wasn't wrapping it right.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you look at your wife, you say, baby,
Man, I don't need you to wrap my hands for me. My wife got this. She been doing this for a while. And then they asked her, they said, well, you sure your stomach can handle this? And I looked at them and I said, don't worry about it. Just you stop. You stop wrapping me. Because you wrapping me where all this finna come loose. I need my wife to wrap my hands up. She wrapped it up and they were standing over there looking in the corner, shocked, and was like, you wrap pretty good. Well, she been doing this for a while with me since I lost my first leg. You think I had nurses at my house wrapping me up, taking care of me, washing me up when I had that leg and I couldn't walk? No, my wife was there. And then when I started walking, she still was there.
oh, you tell them this right here now. Don't forget this right here. Because how did you find out you had to feed yourself?
Oh, so when I got all my fingers cut off, my wife was feeding me for maybe a week,
Like a week and a half.
week and a half.
Because I did it in
Yeah, she was doing it in the hospital, coming to see me, and then she was also doing it when I got out the hospital. So about a week and a half, I just got so frustrated because she had to get up early in the morning because I got to go to the hospital. She got to fix me oatmeal, check my blood sugars, check everything out, make sure I got all my medicine, make sure I'm taking all my pills. And this is 4 times a day. And I cannot get past her saying, eventually, you're going to have to do this on your own. So you better figure this out. And I was like, man, I can't do it. But then I thought about it. She was right. Why I keep saying I can't do it? What kind of faith do I got? What did I just come through? So I got, hey, wait a minute now. I got to feed myself. So the next day, she made a bowl of oatmeal. She said, you're going to have to come to the table and eat, because I ain't finna bring it to you. So I went over there to the table. I said, give me the spoon, because I'm not finna have you feed me no more. I'm not going to do that. I can feed myself. I'm not finna continue for you to put food down my mouth. You're not going to do that with me no more. I'm cool. I'm straight. Let me grab this. I figure it out. You ain't got to touch nothing. You don't worry. I'm hungry enough to get my stuff. If I'm hungry, I ain't got no fingers, but I'm going to get it right. So now I feed myself. I eat my own stuff.
You know, that's a powerful story for you to be able to get through and overcome. But the thing that hits me most is that those wounds you had was open.
Yeah.
And you, when you describe, you say, hey, y'all get on out the way.
Yeah.
And let Lacey get over here. And then you couldn't even clean yourself when you used the bathroom and stuff.
No.
And you was telling me, say, no, don't y'all do it. Cause y'all
hurting me.
Y'all cleaning me for money. You cleaning me for money. That Lacey get over here, she cleaning me for love.
Yeah.
You know, and that hit me, cause love cleaning ain't nothing like money cleaning.
Yeah. When somebody getting paid a couple of dollars to wipe you down, they wipe me down for them couple of dollars. Love is totally different.
And they gonna do what they got to do and get on out the way.
Yeah, because normally my wife used to come up to the hospital when I was in the hospital and wipe me down and feed me. And then I would just wait until she come back the next day and do it all over again. Because when they wipe you down like they doing their job. And my wife ain't wiping me down like she doing her job. It's a difference between job and your wife.
And love.
It's nothing better.
But that also makes the hospital act differently. Like
That's
when your
right.
family comes there every single day and they know that person's coming there,
That's
they will do
important.
everything it is that they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
They treat you differently when you don't have people come there.
Yeah. So when you by yourself, trust me, when you're in the hospital, they have no care for you. And whatever they telling you and whatever they showing you, you think that's love, and it's not if they don't know who you are. They are there to receive a paycheck the best way they can. And the best way they can is take care of you as much as they can do, not as much as you want them to do.
You know, another thing I'm getting out of this is that a lot of times when couples go through some things, and one of the couples, they say, we're saying you right now,
Yeah.
is going through something. A lot of times that will cause your lady or your wife to say, hey, I can't go through this. This is a little too much. But it seems like just the opposite with you and Lacey, because with the struggle you're going through, that seems to me like that makes her think even more highly of you than she did before.
Yes.
And I can see it. I sometimes I stand back and I look and see how you all look at each other. And I know she been had you hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
But I remember when you said, hey, I got to leave St. Louis. My wife, she going to Seattle.
Yeah.
I get my car and all that later. But right now I got to catch up with Lacey. But now I look and I see Lacey, how she look at you.
Yes.
And it's like hey man, it's like she looking at you with complete and total adoration.
Yeah.
So this is, I just feel like what y'all been through, not just this, with other things too, has strengthened y'all relationship and y'all love for one another so much and so profoundly until it just seems unshakable. You know, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, like I said though, my beautiful wife here, been sticking beside me. And my thought process and pattern is this though. I tell people now, everybody say they want to go to a marriage treatment or marriage resort and retreat. Yes. When you go to that marriage retreat and resort or whatever it is, and they try to talk to you about how your marriage is supposed to be, I always say is this: if your marriage has been put to a real test of value,
Right.
then you marry her and you stand with her for some individual assets. That's what we don't have. I lost a lot of my assets, and my wife is still here. I lost my legs. I lost my kids. I lost my father. I lost a couple of friends of mine. Nothing changed what they say. Nothing changed the resume of your lifestyle until you go through a lot of things that resonate back to a relationship. Do we have a strong relationship? I believe we can outstand the test of time. Do we have a great relationship? I believe everybody's relationship is great when you put in greatness.
Wow.
Is anybody's relationship beautiful beyond measures? Yes. All you have to do now is realize this. If you don't argue, then who is you arguing with? Because the arguing person is arguing with you for a benefit to either help you grow with them or help you get out of their face. And my wife argued with me so much to help me benefit her actions with me. And that's what we love each other for. We got this point.
This has been so outstanding and encouraging and inspirational to me. I appreciate you, Marvin and Lacey, coming, joining us on the show and sharing just pieces of your story. And I know it's helping me, and I know for a fact that others that will be able to hear this and feel this will be moved and motivated by the words that you both have shared with us today.
Is it possible I can say one more thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get this one more thing off before we go. So my situation of really knowing that my wife loved me is when I was in this hospital this last time in September, and I was getting all my fingers cut off. And I was upstairs in the ICU, and they asked me one question, and that one question was, we have to do a stent on your heart in order for you to continue living. I didn't think about it as much because I just came out of ICU, so my thought process was, y'all not gonna touch me until my wife get upstairs to make that answer for me. I had a doctor in front of me, but I had 30 doctors on the outside of the room waiting to get the okay. I'm sitting there, they only gave me a few minutes to live. My blood pressure was 50/0. I had no pulse. I kept saying to the doctors, y'all gonna wait until my wife get up here. And the doctor told me, if you don't do it right now, your wife's gonna be burying you. So then I thought about it, and I looked, and she called up and she said, I'm downstairs on my way up. I said, you know what? God got the wheel. I'm not going to even sweat it out or worry about it no more. Don't do what y'all have to do. They didn't put me to sleep. They just did the stent and went right through my neck, straight through my heart. Immediately surgery without even putting me to sleep or nothing. And surgery, putting a stent in the heart, that means they opening up everything going down in it. Don't you know they thought I wasn't gonna live? But when I woke up, guess who was there crying right next to my bedside? My wife. So I knew I was good. I knew I can be great. And I'm not gonna let this stop me.
I want to say this. Anytime somebody come on our show,
Yes.
it's cause they done reached their dream.
Yeah.
And we want everybody to know that you had a dream being able to walk
Yeah.
again, be able to feed yourself again.
Yeah.
And now you telling them that that's part of your dream, but that's not the end of your dream.
No, that's not the last of it.
So what I want them to know is that, hey, don't give up on your dream.
Yeah, don't give up on
Don't
it.
give up on your dream.
Have faith. Believe that you can do whatever you can do, and don't let that bother you. And keep moving.
This has been fantastic. And like I said, I appreciate you all for joining us and sharing your story.
Yes.
And I look forward to seeing you again. I'm telling you, I'm in hope that you all will join us again.
Yes.
You know,
With a bigger and better story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it gets bigger and better.
That's right.
As your life goes on.
Yeah.
And I'm traveling this journey with you.
That's right.
I know one thing for now. I feel like getting up and start jogging right now. So this you got me pumped up. But I hope you all will join us again in this episode and all our episodes to come, working on real dreams. It has been a pleasure bringing this to you, and love and stay strong and stay inspired. And you had to learn how to eat.
Okay, now go back to eating.
I was a right-handed person. Now I'm a left-handed person. And this is how I do my food now. Take practice. And don't be scared to realize that you sometimes make mistakes.
Right, right.
But, hey, it's called encouragement. Keep going.
What you eating?
I'm eating salad today.
Okay.
I know y'all leaving early, but just in case you did want to take anything, I think
And then let me show you how I pick up my drink. So since I don't have no hands to actually wrap around it,
The fingers, you don't have the
Right.
fingers to wrap up.
right. So what I do now, in order to do my drink, I have to hold it with my thumb, finger going down, thumb going up, and I use my cup. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy. But one thing you don't want to do is waste it on yourself.
You handling your business.